What's going on, everybody? V-Line here, and welcome back to another episode of Kerbal's Space Program. And it's about time that we went to the moon. Now, since last episode, I got some stuff from the science building. I got this lander can, which is going to help me fit more Kerbals into my vehicles, and I got let's see, something else here. I forget what. Either way, we're filling out the Tier 4 science pretty well. We want to get enough money to upgrade our research and development facility, but I upgraded the spaceplane hangar, and I upgraded the vehicle assembly building so I can make bigger parts. And also, I upgraded mission control because not only can I have more contracts open at once, at the moment I have 2 contracts available and I can choose more if I want to, but we can also plan maneuvers. And I'm going to show you what that means when we're in flight. We have our tracking station upgraded, so we can see, it'll actually show us predictions of where we're heading if we leave a sphere of influence, for instance. If we have an intercept, it's going to show us. And we also have upgraded the launch pad so we can have heavier vehicles. So let's pop into the vehicle assembly building. And we do have, I have 2 crafts that I was thinking of using to get to the moon. They both have enough delta V to get to the moon, and I'm going to show you what that means in a moment. Let's see, it's right here. Where is it? There's Mun Orbiter and the Orbiter 2. So there's this one, fairly simple. It holds 2 Kerbals, and also is packed full of science. And there's also the, where is it? Mun Orbiter. There we go. Take it up a bit more. And need to zoom out here so I can actually... I have it brought up way up so I can save a bit of fuel. And in fact, I think what I'm going to do is... This costs 25,000. We only have 83,000 Kerbal dollars left. And of course, going to the moon is actually going to bring us in a lot of money. I'm going to take these off for a moment, and I'm going to, let's see, actually, you know what, put that there, grab onto these, when can I, there we go, Alt, 1, and there we go. And what I want to do here is, let's have these down here, and instead of having these fuel lines, oh, you know what? I made a mistake here. Symmetry mode on, and maybe lower it just a little. Alright, and now let's take these fuel lines. Oh, these fuel lines can go over here. There we go. And we also want to reconnect all these struts. No, the struts are connected. Actually, some aren't. There. And there. Nope, that's not a good, it's a bad connection. And there, it looks like all the struts are connected. So this should be fairly stable. And we've got all the science we need. We've got parachutes. We've got everything we need to do a flyby of the moon. And we have, let's see, that's a 2.6 thousand, 4.6, so that's enough to get us into orbit, these 3 stages. And that should be enough to get us to the moon and back. So let's see, is there any other thing I can do just to get a little more delta V out of this thing? I'm not sure, but let's see. Just lift it up a bit more. Moon orbiter. Fly me to the moon. Let me sail above the stars. All right, who are we gonna put in? Obviously, we're gonna put in our best guy, Bob, right here. We don't have any use for, although we don't have any use for lights, but we are gonna maybe want. Oh, no. Undo that staging, please. Bring this back down. And let's see, we have some batteries there, and we have some solar panels right here. Do we have anything else? No, we still need to upgrade our solar capabilities. But I think that's good enough. We're gonna launch. All right. So 3, 2, 1. Wow. Imagine constructing this thing. That does not look stable. All right. So yeah, let's go. Let me tell you guys a bit about delta V. Delta V basically stands for change in velocity. So you see this little map I have for you here. It shows you the amount of delta V you need for certain things. Like for instance, to get into a stable orbit of Kerbal, you need 4,500 delta V, meaning you just need to increase your speed by that amount, by meters per second. And then from a stable orbit of Kerbal to get to the moon, you need 860 delta V. And from there, you can also take another 860 to get back to Kerbal, or you can adjust your orbit to a stable orbit of the moon with using 270 delta V. You can take off from the moon using 640 delta V, etc. So we have the entire Kerbal solar system here. You have some really strange numbers, like in the sun you have 900,000, 999,999, ridiculous number. And the same with Eve, just an insane amount. Actually Eve is okay, it's Joule that's insane. And that's basically because those aren't solid planets. You can't really land on them. And they have a huge gravity. Like, you can't really land on the sun, so being able to escape it is ridiculous. Now, we're actually climbing up right now. And once we get into a stable orbit around Kerbal, we're going to plan our trajectory to the moon. Okay, so I talked about maneuvers before, and basically what they are is you plan how much you're going to burn in order to change your orbit a certain way. Like in the direction and the amount. Like for instance, I used MechJeb right now just to create a very simple maneuver that helps me circularize my orbit. And then on the nav ball, I point to a little blue symbol that symbolizes my maneuver, and then I wait until I'm close enough to the maneuver node to start burning. And in this case, I'm burning 600 plus meters per second, and according to the maneuver node, that's how much I need to burn in order to change this suborbital trajectory into a circular orbit. Okay, so here we are. in a stable orbit of Kerbin. I actually, once I unlock the tech to do it, I really like to use MechJeb to just do a nice circular orbit, although it does need to be aligned. So what we're going to do, we're going to click on the moon to set as target. And then I think there's an option here to, there we go, match planes with target. Let's see. If we create that node, yeah, we definitely have enough delta V to do this. So I'm just going to do that just because it makes things a bit nicer on our approach. So we're going to create and execute that. So remove all nodes, create and execute. There we go, one node. Now, the thing is, we circularize our orbit, but our orbit is a bit unparalleled to the moon's. Like you see, this is how our orbit is now, this blue line, and the moon's orbit is on the same plane as this orange line we just created, and we're just going to fix our orbit to match that. And I like to do this is nice to do on automatic. Like you can do it yourself. It just shows, the good thing about this is that it shows you how to do it yourself. You just have to find out where they meet, like what's the difference, and then go here to the middle and just fine tune it. But yeah, that's one of the advantages of MechJeb. Some people call it cheating, but at this point, when you've already managed to orbit, and you've, like, I've already done a test run, I've managed to get to the moon without MechJeb, so I'm like, yeah, I can use MechJeb to help me. I'm paying for it, you know, in science, so there's no problem. All right, so it's gonna handle my burn for me. There we go. And there we go. And now we're on the same plane as the moon. Now, the important thing about the moon is that you want to time it. You want to plan your maneuver node in order that you'll intercept the moon. Like for instance, let's wait until the moon is 90 degrees ahead of us. We're going a bit slow. In fact, you know what? Actually, what we're going to do, we're just going to add a maneuver here, and we are going to, let's see, maneuver. It's easier in the maneuver node editor because then we can just add to the prograde. Oh, hold on. Click that maneuver node. No, it's not. All right, let's do it the old-fashioned way. We're going way off. We need to seriously trim that down. Bring it back up. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to take this maneuver node, we're going to move it around. There, we're close. There, you see that? That's the target position, the closest approach. So, oh, hard to click on sometimes. So if we give it a little more prograde, oh, there we go. All right, now I don't really like it there actually. Okay, we do have definitely enough delta V to get us there, no problem. So I also have no problem actually doing a normal approach, because I thought about having an approach that would send us back on a return to Kerbin. However, let's actually see what we can do. Oh, we can do that. So, there we go. There we go. Oh. Yeah, we actually want to ease this back, I think. Maybe move this around. There we go. That's perfect. Like, that'll get us into a sphere of influence. Like if we go the moon now. All right. So that puts our periaps up on the moon at there. Now if we... Let's see. If we were to change this to 50... Oh, no, that makes it disappear. Oh, what does that do? Yeah, that puts us on a bad course. What about putting it at 55? Update? No. Let's start adding. And that should bring us back home. And what if we do 0.01? This is one of the great strengths of MechJet, by the way. I want us to get a really nice... This is going to net us a lot of science if we can do this right. That's at 45. Let's have it at... There we go. And then that's actually going to bring us on a return back to Kerbin, so we're definitely not going to waste delta V at all. Now, let's see. Okay, the maneuver node's in 17 minutes. It's going to need a 38-second burn, and that's still going to leave us with a return stage. So, okay. We should just be seeing the moon over the horizon. Need to time warp a little bit more. There we go. So there we go. So we should just be seeing the moon, and now we'll fire off our maneuver node right now. Now you can see that our apoapsis is growing. It's going to the moon oh so steadily. And since we're on the same plane, we should be pretty evened out. So once we head back, we should cross over a lot of the Earth, and that should be a real help. Okay. There we go. Right. Now I just want to ease this a bit more if I can. So I am going to just do a little bit. Just turn on SAS. Let's see if I can. There we go. That's better. Okay. Now all we got to do is we have to time warp to our apoapse right here. Alright, we're almost there. We're almost at the moon, and all we're going to do is we're just going to collect science and fly back. And we definitely have enough. We could actually probably land, but we don't have a lander set up just yet. So let's see. Warp a bit more. We have about an hour and a half until our encounter. Let's see. There we go. Almost. 3 minutes left for the encounter. 1. And. Alright, 37 seconds. And here we are, 1 second. And there we go. We switched to the Mun Sphere of Influence. We automatically collected lots of science thanks to the wonderful For Science mod. We'll do a quick EVA. That's excellent. And when we get close enough, we should definitely be able to pick up some more science. So let's warp till here. And go a bit more. There we go, more science. EVA again. Now I just want to show you, let's look in our cockpit and just see how much science we have. Oh, they even have other biomes, that's important to note. We should probably EVA again. No? Alright, let's look at our stored data. So much science. We'll read through that in a bit, but yeah, we have well over a few hundred science. Easy. And we're already on a return course back to Kerbal, so we should have no problems from here on out. Although I am going to just see, because this is going to give me some more science, I think, that crater. Let's just move this here, move that over here. No, that's not another biome. That doesn't matter. We got plenty of science, and we'll be able to, next time we'll probably be able to get into a polar orbit of the Mun and collect a lot of science from there. So we're on our way away from the Mun at this point. We can say bye, Mun, and we're on our way back to Kerbal. There's the Mun, and there's Kerbal. As you can see, we've got a big orbit around Kerbal. However, once we head to our apoapse, we can change that. So all we got to do is we have to set ourselves up pointing retrograde. No, you have SAS. You for sure have SAS. Oh, is it because you don't have any signal strength, right? Because we're too far away. But I can still pilot this thing, right? Yeah, we have electric charge. We have plenty of electric charge. No, we don't. We don't have, we are out of electric charge. If I can just turn this, that would be great. But I can't. So, we're just going to have to hope we can get some electrical charge. Or else we'll be stuck in here forever. That's something you need to take notice of, where your panels are. All right, where am I now? Let's no. What we want to do is there we go, focus is Kerbal. Is there any chance we got our power back? No, because we're not pointing the right way. Oh, you know what we're gonna do? We are, 14 days, that's a lot. That's a long time to be up in space. 17 days, all right, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna wait until we are at our periapse. Let's wait until it's right underneath us. There we go, and now even though it's not ideal, I'm going to power up. Alright, and now we're going to use what power we have to angle our solar panels. And now we're getting power. And that only works because the swivel engine generates electric charge when it's running. Okay. Now we should be collecting solar energy for a while, so if we warp forward, let's leave that on. If we actually warp to here, there we go, full of solar power. Alright, now what we want to do is we want to angle ourselves, come on, we want to find our retrograde marker. There it is. And we're going a bit off course because this is still a very long ship, so quite hard to navigate. There we go. Let's warp there. Alright, now that we're close to our apoapse, we're just gonna do a little bit of delta V. First of all, also important, we're done with this, we can launch this, and now we're just in this area. We have a much smaller craft. And let's start, and go back here. You can see our periapse is dropping. We want to, we don't want another encounter with the Mun. So we want to change that real quick. There. That should do it. So now all we want to do, we want to warp here. And once we get under 70 kilometers, we want to go back to our periapse. We want to go, our retrograde marker, and again hit the afterburners. Okay, so now that we're under 70 kilometers above the surface of Kerbal, we're actually in its atmosphere and it's beginning to slow us down, the atmospheric resistance. And if you look closely, you can see that our apoapse is actually starting to drop because of this, because we're getting slowed down, so our orbit's changing accordingly. And that's part of what you do. You skim through the atmosphere to help you slow down so that you don't shoot back out. And of course, we're not just going to take advantage of the atmosphere, we're going to actually burn on our retrograde in order to get our apoaps down even further, so that, again, we don't fly off and go back to the mun. So here we still have an encounter. We want us to get our apoaps way down. But from this point, it won't really be a problem. As you can see right now, we're burning up. Now that really means that there's a lot of atmospheric resistance, and we're slowing way down. Okay, so we landed, and we didn't even have to separate our stage, so we're going to save some money returning these parts back to base. And yeah, we got to the moon. It should be, yeah, fly by the moon. We'll get this when we recover our vessel, and we'll get this when we recover our vessel too. That should give us a lot of money. Now we're only 700 meters off the ground. We can physics time accelerate. Let's turn on, where is it? Surface info. All right. You want to be careful with physics warps, boys and girls, because it can break your parts. We definitely don't want to hit the water with physics warps on, or else our whole craft will just explode. $40, $30, $20, $10. There we go. Do a quick EVA and board. And now let's recover our vessel. Wow! Oh my God, 450. Look at all that science. That is fantastic. All right, and we got $8,000 back. But if we look at our missions, if we can't look at our missions yet. 162,000, 57,000, 96,000. Look at that. We can definitely. It is time, ladies and gentlemen, to upgrade our research and development complex. Wow, look at that. Now this gives us another big advantage. First of all, let's just recover this. Cover this. These are those arms that were holding my craft before launch. We can just recover them just to get the cash back. And let's time warp to beginning of the day. Sun's coming up. Now, great thing about this, about upgrading our research facility, is that we can just, let's open up our tester. Not Blasto, we're looking for this. Test A1. And let's just launch that. Launch pad active, service shores active. Alright, let's go back up, board. Service sample, good. Let's recover the vessel. Just to show you what we can do. So I'm gonna go and probably use my rover to collect more science around the base, collect surface samples. But yeah, look at that. We have a lot of science. We have a lot of money. We went to the moon. What's our next objective? Let's see. All right. Explore the mun. We have to go to the mun again and perform an orbit around it, and then do an EVA. That's pretty easy. Okay. That was really fun, guys. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to click that like button, click that subscribe button, click that bell notification icon, and leave a comment down below. And I will see you all next time, and we're gonna go back to the moon. because apparently they couldn't give us this mission before. Peace.